Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the final Stage 2 Round 1 fight. It is a battle between a combatant who was a very, very interesting pick into this event. A buddy fighter of all things in a Vanguard event. That's right, Flareblade has made it all the way to Stage 2, undefeated at that, showing various different skills and prowess in order to get up to that echelon. Meanwhile, his opponent is a most daunting foe indeed. The Man of Scars, wielding his avatar deck Overlord, now in a new, more powerful form thanks to the recent release of the Kai Icon structure deck. Both of these fighters can present some really fiery arms to the field, and both could have some really potent plays, but whereas Kai Icon may be taking it out in sheer power, Buddy Fight has the element of surprise. Who knows what's going to be flipped up as the flag? Have with me today as co-commentator, we have a fellow combatant who's still in the running in Deluxe, actually, Zenon. So what do you make of this match, Zenon?
Well, this is a way for me to determine who I may possibly end up fighting if we both make it to the finals. But also, if Scarlight manages to make it past this round, there'll be the chance he's able to take use of the new Kai Icon cards that could be coming up in the next set.
Ah, right. The Flame of Promise Arrow promises, pun intended, to bring an upgrade to the Kai Icon strategy. Akane and Pongo were released pretty soon, not too long ago, so I would imagine that they're going to be pretty soon afterwards. Now, one thing that's also interesting about this matchup is that Kai Icon, while being the stronger deck overall compared to the whole of the Buddy Fight collab, is a very straightforward strategy. It only has a couple of modes it can pivot between. Meanwhile, the sheer variety of Buddy Fight is going to be at its full disposal, but unfortunately for Buddy Fight, its fated second wave support isn't for months out, so it's unlikely to be able to get even a drop of support by the time the Deluxe reaches its conclusion. So there is the promise for a Kai Icon, but maybe not for Buddy Fight. As for the matchup itself, I already mentioned my basic ideas on the differences and the relative strengths of each of these sides. Who do you think is going to take in today's battle?
Well, as you've mentioned, the Buddy Fight has the more element of surprise. Kai Icon does have very threatening offense in the likes of Dragonic Overlord, and especially Vortex Dragon with its 2-column restand and massive power.
Mm-hmm. Just a tough call.
So if I had to make a choice, however, I'm pretty certain that Starlight on Kai Icon Kagero should be able to clinch out this fight.
Alrighty, a very stable bet, might I say. And as for me, I think I would also bet on our man Scarlight today. I think the sheer power as well as the experience that drives him with this deck is definitely going to be a foe that Flareblade's going to have to pull some real tricks in order to be able to overcome, because it is not easy to beat the deck, and the player on the deck is a great compliment to it, I'd say. Now, having said all that, let's go ahead and find out just how this battle will end. Stand up, za Vanguard!
The Vanguard.
Guess it's time for me to reveal my flag. Flag changed. Dragon 9.
Aha! Azida Haka is the choice of today's Buddy Fight. Alright then. With that choice comes the promise of not only really threatening grade 4 beat sticks, but also a deck that draws a ton of power, gets 7 damage to die, and also some really neat bonuses like board wipe, armaments. There's a lot going on with this strategy, so Flareblade's off to the races, and it looks like he's going to be going first in this matchup.
Azida Haka is a very stable deck to use in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably the most reliable of the Buddy Fight decks, being able to output a lot of the relatively better offensive pushes among the nation cards without requiring too much skill or RNG in the process.
Alright, I'll go ahead and discard Coglistro to ride. Guy in Conglomerate Chief, kill Yagon. Thanks to Gauge Zone, I'll go ahead and charge 2 gauge. I won't make a charge and draw. However, by discarding your card, my damage limit becomes 7.
Oh, there it is. Right away now, he's basically taken the iconic skill of Greed on, requiring 7 damage to lose. This is a reference to the way that the deck worked in Buddy Fight. It's a really cool carryover into Vanguard. One thing that's also worth noting is that he decided not to gauge there. This may be because he either has a really strong hand and he needs to keep the pieces, or potentially he's expecting a bit of a longer game and tries to stave off deck on every little way he can.
Alright, then I'll end the turn right here.
Alright, after that rides over to the kayak on.
Border zone.
Garlight's up.
Then draw. I will discard Dragon Monk Gojo.
Ooh, auto discard.
I ride the Embodiment of Armor Bar. Since I went second, I will energy charge 3 and draw off of Conroe, since I did go second as well. And then, skill of Bar, I move Conroe back, and then, this is all happening during ride phase, by the way. Skill of Gojo, since he was discarded from my hand during the ride phase, I can call him back to the field as rest. And then, with Gojo's skill, I can, when he's placed, I may draw a card, and then I choose a card from my hand and discard it. I will discard another Gojo, and oh, look at that, it's another Gojo. So, call it back. Oh, look, a Gojo was placed. I draw a card and discard again.
Holy crap. He's doing more things on the single ride than Youthberg does on a
look at
revolt
that.
dress. Oh, he discards his belly.
Cool.
By
Holy crap.
discarding a single card, Starlight has managed to play out 4 cards to his board and barely even losing any cards from hand.
Wow, this is the kind of board bustering that would make his rival clan, Royal Paladin, freaking blush. What a phenomenal chain of events.
Alright, now the downside to all this is that all these guys are at rest, so that's one downside, but we'll make do. And, debating on something right now. Do I... Nah. Boosted by Conroe, bar attacks for roughly 14k to your Vanguard.
I don't guard.
Very strong number to start with.
Drive check, Berserk Dragon, no trigger.
A no trigger there to back it up. Ooh, but losing out on the Persona ride, that could spell trouble if we're trying to go for some late game kills from Yugioh here.
I will end my turn. Go for it.
Draw. No charge.
Once again, he's very considerate. I would imagine he might have a really powerful hand if he's trying to hold on to the cards.
I'll go ahead and discard. Zahak, ride. Joe, you're gone. Once again. Skill of Guiding Conglomerate Chief. I'm gonna go ahead and check the top 5 cards off my deck and add a Dragon card to the hand. Let's go ahead and add Dragon Emperor Legend.
Aha, one thing that may be worth explaining about this is that that card right there has the dragon trait within it, which means that it qualifies for the search radius, because Azita Haka's entire premise is that it holds dominion over all aspects that are draconic, and that would include that order of draconic origin.
Alright. I will go ahead and play Dragon Emperor Legend. I'll go ahead and charge it so I can draw.
Ooh, okay, he's managed to get some gauge off of that, which is really good for him, because he was looking a little dry there. It does take some amount of gauge in order to be able to call forth his buddy unit, Azita Haka.
Call. Coglistro skill. One draw.
Ooh, okay, getting himself a
Very
nice
good
extra
card to
draw.
call down.
For sure. It is a little interesting, though, that he's calling in back row center. That's generally the spot that is reserved for an Azita Haka back row attack, so he might be trying to dismiss it later, or expecting Scarlet to do it for him. Looks like he's going 18 on the Vanguard.
Hit me, don't crit me.
Azita Haka
Right,
makes that
trigger.
very easy with his own
Check.
hull cost.
Ooh,
No
speaking
check.
of Azita Haka, he is now shown up in the drive check there. Menacing.
Damage check.
Oh, Justina. That's an interesting order tech right there and trying to fish out for some orders. What kind of interesting tricks does he have at his disposal? I'd imagine Scarlet Flame is one. Alright, he stands and draws for a second turn here.
And draw. I will discard Fire Regalis.
Oh man, Scarlet once again seeing nothing but optimal discard fodders. This is a strong start.
I ride the Dragon Knight Nehalem. And now... Thinking. We'll move Gojo and Barocreo around. We'll activate the skill of Conroe, retire himself. Or not retire. Yeah, not move to soul retire. And then search the deck for any grade 1 card and add it to the hand. And for this, we will... Choices.
He's got a few interesting choices here. Grade 1's a really wide search radius. He can go for a normal unit, of course. He could also go for a Sentinel. Or even he could go for a potential order card, like the Scarlet Flame Order, which is conveniently a grade 1 card, if I recall correctly.
We will grab Scarlet Flame for this effect.
Ah, he's grabbing the Scarlet Flame. A really interesting choice. What do you make of that choice, Anna?
It's a good setup, especially if he at any point decides to either want to switch into Overlord or remain on Dragonic Overlord and go for Persona with the Drop Zone skill. Also
That's
works
true.
good for early rush.
Speaking of, he may be inclined to try and proc it now. If I recall correctly, this card is completely generic for its initial order effect, so he may be trying to do it to muster more pieces of the board.
You have to rush you, I guess. You have to rush. Call Berserk. Activate frickin' skill.
Oh,
Since I have a
Berserk
Kai
Dragon.
Icon Vanguard, I counterblast one, and I will draw a card.
Ooh,
Okay.
More card advantage is always good. And a beater right there. He's still opening up the no vacancy sign on this one. It's all to the board.
Alright, let's see. That does something. Alright. Start things off with Dragon Knight Nehalem attacking for 10k. And before I forget, I have to energy charge.
I will cast damage control.
What's this?
This will act as a 20k, 15k shield trigger unit.
Ooh, a swift no pass
okay.
from Flare Blade.
Forgot all the freaking generic freaking spells or triggers. I keep forgetting that. That's funny. Alright. Drive check. Dragonic Overlord.
Ooh. Well, that plays well into the
That's a
Scarlet
good
Flame
type.
agenda for the turn 4 Persona.
Alright. Boosted by Gojo, Belacreo attacks for 18.
I don't guard. Critical trigger. All effects to Vanguard.
Damn it.
Meaning your attack is useless.
That's a shutdown swiftly from Kiyoya, who will have to stay at 2 damage, it looks like. That is perfect range for Flare Blade. Thankfully for Scarlet, though, he lost basically no advantage in this, as he was constantly doing nothing but drawing card and calling to field off of other discards. So he's not really hurting too hard.
That's one of the strengths of Kai Icon. By
sure.
putting together skill after skill, you can keep your hand max on size while calling an incredible amount of units to the board. However, Azita Haka remaining at 2 damage while going to grade 3 is going to be tough. Starlight, especially now that he's 5 damage away from victory.
Alright.
Let's see how much that hand is going to be utilized in this turn.
Stand and draw. Guess I'll make a charge and draw.
Oh. Playboy's finally going for a charge and draw.
How about that?
And now, I ride. Savior of the world, Yugioh.
He's on grade 3, and with this comes forth his buddy and all of his many devastating abilities.
Now, with invitation to disaster, I'll go ahead and make an additional charge and draw.
He's up to 5 gauge now. Excellent.
One of the strengths of Zidahaka's main grade 3 is that all turns power buff to all of his rear guards. So he, especially on his turn, it's a great way to beat down an opponent that's still at grade 2, but also makes it very tough for the opponent to attack safely into their rear guards.
For sure. One of the strengths of the Kagero clan, though, is its ability to use retires in order to get rid of cards. And Zidahaka does have one notable weakness among the Buddy Fight decks, is that it generally lacks the utilization of Buddy Soul, which means it doesn't have the usual protection countermeasure against field control. And because he utilizes multiple gauges in order to call any given Zidahaka, he may actually choke out on gauge if he's not careful and constantly refreshing it.
Oh, alright, I'll go ahead and use Kyoya's skill. I'm gonna counterblast one to look at the top 5 cards of the deck and utilize any dragon from among them.
The Dominator Dragons was again showing why he got that legend.
I call
Top 5, choose one. Okay.
Pizarro.
Ooh,
does this
excellent
guy do?
draw power card here.
By resting him, I get to go ahead and draw a card.
Okay.
And then I'll cast another Dragon Emperor Legend. I charge it
Alright,
and draw.
casting a second version of this order. Now, one of the strengths of this order is it allows you to play an additional order, but only a specific one. I wonder if Thorblade has that in his hand.
If he does, he hit the jackpot.
Creation.
Although, admittedly,
Please don't
if he
have
did
to
have it on the
spells.
hand, he would have played it first, because one of the things that the order he just played did is, if he has no counter, if he has no face-up damage, he can countercharge. But the other order utilizes counterblast. So generally the combo is to use that one first, draw 2, and then use the countercharger in order to get maximum value off of it. But seeing as he didn't do it, unless he literally just top decked right now, he won't be able to play it.
Very interesting point you bring up.
Let's see.
Well, guess I'm gonna make most of this. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 2 gauge.
Then we know what that
And
means. Zidahaka is arriving.
And by sacrificing in my own rear guard for his cost, I call to the field. Retainer of demonic yearner of extinction.
Oh, it's not just any call, it's a buddy call. Calling to the back row center. This is Zidahaka has the ability of attacking from the back row and also comes with double attack. That means that he's got the 5 attacks potentially online now.
Alright, I actually need to read this guy too. Alright, let's see. Double attack, yada yada, okay.
One of the saving grace of Scarlet at this moment is that he's not yet at grade 3, or else when the double attack of Zidahaka goes off, it would gain plus 10k and go critical.
Yup, and on top of that, the Armament hasn't been equipped yet to the Vanguard either, and that also provides additional power and critical. It's one of the devastating turn 4 tempos of Zidahaka. So much power, attacking, critical damage. It's really hard to navigate around through it safely and just defend against it, but one of the other things about Zidahaka is that this deck has a lot of draw power, so despite all that power, it's hard to really consider it a glass cannon.
Okay, so that's unfortunate. So Ozzy just gets you your sword when he's retired. That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Scarlet does bring up an interesting point. Despite the strengths of the Kagero clan being pretty good in this matchup, the one downside is that Zidahaka has a fail-safe countermeasure to be able to equip regardless. So there's no avoiding it. He's simply going to have to expect the Armament to hit play.
Alright,
Alright.
and then I'll call a second Zidahaka.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, paying
guaranteeing the
additional
sword.
gauge. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
And it looks
there's
like
a
he just
sword.
put his Armament into the drop zone from the gauge, so it's all set up to be able to recur back without utilizing the deck.
Alright then.
Alright,
Let-
this is wonderful.
Now then, let the show begin. I attack with Yearner of Extinction.
Oh, okay, he didn't
Okay.
commit anything else to the board, so this is only a 4 attack turn, unfortunately, for Flareblade.
Okay,
Makes you wonder what the remaining cards in his hand could be. Maybe pieces he's saving for the big final push turn, or more defensive in nature.
I'd imagine so. Probably a combination of both. This deck does have a lot of very gimmicky elements in the hand. Extra order cards, grade 4s for Crimini's sake. He could be holding on to a lot of things that just aren't at the right time to be utilized.
So this Ozzy over here, this is the Vermilion guy, so he attacks everything. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
one good
annoying.
thing for Scarlet in this instance, though, is despite calling this Azita Haka with that ability, in order to utilize that attack, it requires an Azita Haka to be dropped from the hand or the drop and binded. So if he doesn't have it in the drop zone, he'd have to get rid of a card in the hand. There's no telling if he actually has that. So it's a bit of an interesting call. He could try to intercept immediately, anticipating that it comes, but then, at the same time, it may actually be better to ask for Azita Haka to discard from the hand or to get rid of them, because that is an extra card out that he can't use later. It's an interesting choice.
So, okay, and...
I forgot to fight again on that one.
Okay, so quick question. What does... So this Ozzy doesn't... The Vermilion Ozzy doesn't stand. Does the cooler-looking art Ozzy restand right now, or is that only grade 3 locked?
It will stand. The only thing that's grade 3 locked is the critical.
Wait, what? Dude, if you're grade 3... Oh, it's... Okay, you're at grade 3, you can restand. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's annoying. So this is 18?
Yes.
18, I will... Simply... Man, intercept with Bearcreo for 20.
Alright, he's intercepting a bit of Creo, so he's playing it a little bit half-measured. That might be a good call here, because now Azita Haka won't get full value on the front row wipe. Maybe he won't go for it.
Now, go for a double attack. Once more. Now, skill. Add 10,000 power.
Yep, just another drop in the bucket for the Azita Haka's offensive game plan.
Now I attack with
Oh, okay.
Joya.
So, 13?
Yep.
So this guy, okay, yeah, he just gets bigger no matter what. Okay. Screw it, sure, no guard.
Ooh, he no guards it.
Check. The first. Coglistro. Second check.
Good draw piece.
Oh, an impact card revealed during the drive
What the
check.
hell is this? What the hell is this? Okay.
So he just revealed
that's
the
legal.
Gargantuan
That is
Punisher.
legal, but okay, cool.
Oh,
OT.
over trigger
Move for
getting
game.
procced here.
Draw a card and 10k to Vanguard.
Rot-row,
sec.
Raggy.
Clear out. Berserk Dragon.
Unfortunate.
Ooh, immediately going after the rear guard.
Makes
I don't
sense.
think
He
he
can't
deserved
attack
that,
the Vanguard
but-
properly, though.
I don't think he deserves that. I think he was pretty cool, but that's just me.
Attack with Lunar of Extinction.
Oh, he swings it.
Okay. No guard. Damage check.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
but death of
Berserk
Berserk Dragon. Unfortunate.
Stay in the deck, you
Berserk
bastard.
in the drop, Berserk in the damage. Makes you wonder how many more he's got left.
It'd be nice if he had a Berserk in the hand.
Or my
Oh,
hand.
but he's already out.
I'd like to have you in the freaking. No, that's fine. Draw a card. Okay. We will simply discard. We will discard choices. Everything in my hand is too good, and I don't like this. Discard Scarlet Flame because I am desperate, kind of.
All right.
Ooh.
Well,
And-
he went 3 for 3 on discard fodders. That's nice. Now let's see him ride the
All right.
Overlord.
Got it. Every time I do it right, Shannon, I immediately cringe at myself, but I'm doing it anyway because for content. Alright. Alright. Flames of destruction reducing this world to ashes. I ride Dragonic Overlord. There you go, audience. Have fun. Anyway.
Let's go. The audience goes wild.
Skill of Nihalum. Since he was rode upon by a Kai icon, I will look at the top 7. I will look at the top 7. And never mind, I missed that chiming because I'm so bad at this game. Fuck me. Anyway, that's fine.
Oof.
I thought I confused it for the original Nihalum. It's fine.
Oh.
Activate Drag Resonance. So,
Oh.
Oh, immediately going
Oh,
for Drag Resonance.
whoa!
I'm just gonna get this right now. I'm just gonna put this counter right now.
Yeah, Drag Resonance is a
And-
fascinating choice. That must have been what the Justinia was for. That card allows him the ability to give 10,000 in the front row when his Vanguard restands. That is huge aggressive pivot. Oh, Berserk Dragon makes an
call-
encore performance. Let's go!
Who's annoying me the most? Soul Blast 2. And this gets you a draw. But do I need that? Yeah, get rid of this dude. I don't like him.
Oh, he gets rid of the Picaro instead of either of the Zeta Hakas. Generally, Zeta Hakas are more high priority targets, so I wonder what the idea behind that one is.
Alright, this gets 5, and then during my turn, if I breathe through Vanguard, so he gets an extra 10.
Unfortunately,
I will-
Dragon Knight in a Hollow, he can't revive right now, but now that's in the drop zone for later.
We'll call the Gojo, or not call, move Gojo up, and before anything else, Energy Blast down to 2 to draw one more card.
Alright, digging for solutions, it looks like.
That works. Call Barracreo. That works.
Ah, Betacreo to the back row. A really good choice here because Betacreo is an interceptor from back row anyway, so it's more safe that way. It won't be able to fall prey to the Zeta Haka Vermilion wipe. Okay, he built up a pretty decent formation.
I will attack with Overlord first. This is coming at you for 13k. Twin Drive. No shenanigans.
Cast. Green Dragon Shield. 28k.
Oh, he's going for the Chuda Pass.
Okay. Drive 1. Heal trigger.
Oh, heal trigger proc
Recover one.
successfully.
Heal
That is a
trigger with
pivot
his own
swing.
heal trigger.
I will give power to Overlord.
Oh, he bets on the Overlord. Makes sense. A restanding
I am
Vanguard.
desperate.
Let's
I am
see it.
desperate.
Okay,
Drive
no
two,
purchase
damn
was
it.
found on that, but still, the Overlord can restand to make a second utilization of that power. Not a bad play from Scarlight.
Okay. I will choose to move. I'll move. Choices. I'll move
got a CB for
Delicosity into Soul, and I will CB. Actually, no. I'm so bad. It's been so long since I played Standard. It's so long. CB1 restand because I. Never mind. And then it's fine. Totally not panicking. Totally not panicking because I'm about to get washed. Since my Vanguard did restand, Drag Resonance activates, giving 10k to my front row. Okay.
Ooh, that's a 33,000 Overlord
gotta go
barreling
with-
in with minus the drive.
Yep. You heard it. It's 33 with -1 drive.
I don't guard.
Alright, now.
Ooh, no guard.
Nice.
Okay, drive. It's a Gojo.
Cool.
All right, no trigger there. That's
That was a
good
good
news for
Or damage
Flareblade.
Trigger. No trigger. However, in this instance, activating the skill of Adida Haka. Activate the Task Force. Now, I call upon Demonic Demise Sword, Aquata Guanef.
Ah, Aquataguaneth now
Just
armed
like
to
that.
Kiyoya.
Flareblade has access to his arms card, a card that has a very similar skill to his Vanguard, giving all of his Zeta Hakas instead of just his dragons an extra 5k. So now, while his dragon rear guard gets +5, his Aussies get +10 overall. And his Vanguard has a very nice defensive utility.
Okay.
Getting extra 15,000 power once per battle phase is really nice as a defensive bonus.
So this is
It's
coming
just
at
like
you
an
for
extra trigger in hand each time.
And he could use it because Kaiakon's barreling in for 28.
28 right now, yeah.
I guard with damage control. Its skill, it gets an additional 5,000 shield.
Ooh, very poignant guard there.
Hold on. Alright. Yeah, okay. Swing. 15, 25, 35, 43.
Ooh,
I won't
wrong
guard.
number that.
He's taking it. Yeah, that was a persuasive number indeed. Ooh, a waste of a critical
Oh.
trigger, but, you know, there's plenty more of that's coming from, most likely.
Go for it.
Okay,
Alright.
ending damage count is
Alright,
1 to 4. Azita Haka is behind, but now they can go to their turn 4 and really get the damage in. But will they be able to do it?
Draw. Charge.
Starlight's also up to 11 cards in hand at only 1 damage.
Got a couple interceptors to boot. He's looking super good right now. It's good. It's hard to figure out if Azita will be able to make it to the end game with a hand that bulky, but who knows? For all we know, it might be a phantom
Charge.
hand.
Draw.
Okay, he's digging for solutions.
Persona Ride. Save the world. KOUTEI gone.
Uh-oh, Persona Ride here.
Very
That's
good.
bad news for Scarlight. Persona Ride's going to give an extra 10,000 to that
Right.
front row, which is going to compound greatly with all the various power bonuses to Azita Haka's, not to mention his Vanguard.
Alright. So that does that, does that. Okay. Well, this isn't that bad per se. It's scary. It's not that bad-ish. I could be totally wrong.
I go for it.
Okay.
Alright, he's counterblasting to use the skill KOUTEI once again, looking at the top 5 cards of the deck in order to call a card with the Dragon Trade. This is going to be good here because he needs to build back that board.
Let's go ahead.
That's a
and
very powerful skill, just being able to kind of like grab almost any card you find among the top 5.
Oh, for sure. It's one of those aspects of this deck that can really go underappreciated, just how much your Vanguard in of itself is able to compartmentalize the various like strengths of your deck.
I go
So it
off.
sounds like he's got some choices here, which is good for him in this stage. One of the issues that Azita Haka can run into is that with Gauge still being a universal requirement for a lot of the calls, not all the calls, if he doesn't see something favorable off of that top 5, he could choke himself out. It's generally why removal decks tend to go for Azita Haka's, because demanding all that extra Gauge can be a death sentence for KOUTEI.
Let's go ahead and add. Your nerve Actually, wait, oh yeah, I can't even add it in. I have to call it.
Yeah.
Will he be able to pay that Gauge cost? He has the ability to with 3 Gauge. He only needs 2 to be able to pay it, but
I mean, if you have like what is it, Dragon Emperor Legend, and then the Divine Dragon Creation, then you should be able to do it. Like, or if you have like an order or like one of the other Dragon Knights, you should be able to call it. So
Let's go ahead and add a Divine Dragon Creation to the hand.
Okay,
he's gonna
there's-
go for
yeah,
his
there's
Potic Elite
creation.
order here.
oh, and no, wait, no, that's the wrong. That's Dragon Emperor Legend. Even I'm wrong. Okay. Legend is the one with the statue. God, all your cards are so
already
similar,
been
dude.
through 2 copies of his Grade 1 order. Makes you wonder if he has any more copies to combo with Divine Dragon Creation.
One of the other sadnesses is because he still has 2 face-up CB, even if he did, he wouldn't be able to countercharge 1 if I recall correctly. So it's still not popping off in the exact optimal way that he would want it to here. But longevity is generally not in the game for Azita Haka, so he may not care too much about CC. As a matter of fact, a lot of his abilities don't really require CB. The only CB that he generally cares about is for the double attack of back row Azita Haka. Let's see, though. So, he's sitting on a few cards in hand. He's thinking very mightily about how to play out this pattern. Does he have rear guards to muster to the field? Well, he does have the ability to draw a couple cards, so if he can see some good cards there, that could help. One of the big issues, and this is something that goes for a lot of buddy fight decks, they generally have a hard time requisitioning boosters to the field. A lot of their dynamic units they have to focus on are grade 2 or higher units, which are obviously not boosters for the most part. On top of that, their trigger units are trigger orders. They're not actually units, so they can't be called as boosters in a pinch.
For the most part, I think there's only like 1 Grade 1 that you find use in Azita Haka, which is the Grade 1 that draws whenever it's called.
Yeah, Kalisco, I think his name is. That card has already seen some use throughout this game, so I don't know if he has another copy. He might have to dig for it. He's already gotten rid of a few.
And go for a counter blast to activate. Divine Dragon Creation.
Aha,
So,
here we go.
This is the pot of greed. Okay.
So he's Divine Dragon Creation to draw a couple cards. Now, if he's fortunate, he'll be able to make something out of that.
Alright, then I cast Dragon Emperor Legend.
There's the combo.
He had it. All right. More engage and draw. Very clutch here. Won't get the CC as I mentioned before, so he's going to enter into a minor choke from this point. But KOUTEI can live on 6 damage, so he's still got a vicarious extra CP to work with if he paces out how he takes attacks correctly.
You know what they say? Well, it's gonna go fight fire with fire. We're gonna call down another Demonic Demise Dragon, Adidahaka.
Ooh, he's going to pay 2
Jesus.
gauge for that, it looks like. Okay.
Okay. This
That is another
precarious.
rear guard with the plus 10k bonus.
Let's start things off
Oh.
with
Oh.
Adidahaka.
All right, no boosters.
Your turn.
Well,
Battlefield.
This one doesn't have a crit yet, does it?
Nope, only 23.
Only 23. I will simply 23.
the most dangerous attacks
Your
are the
Vanguard.
freestanding back row and the Vanguard. Everything else, though, generally doesn't have too much room.
Okay. I will say guard with Tar.
Okay, he chooses to guard that. He might be trying to plan to take a late game attack, which is fair because Z's going to run out of time here, so he doesn't have the time to be able to damage tonight.
Restand for double attack. Add 1 critical.
That's now 33,000 with an extra critical.
Wonderful.
Uh-oh, go big
All
or
of
go
these attacks
home.
are going to be hitting for. All of these attacks are going to require at least 25k shield to block this out of the
Woo!
trigger.
It's a real blessing for Scarlight that he's only at 1 damage. Like, he really gets to be very picky about which attacks he takes.
I'm going to go ahead and attack with the first, the Adidahaka from the right.
Uh-oh.
So 23? Or, no, 33, right? 33, okay.
And it's not a front row wipe, it looks like, since he didn't activate skill, so he didn't have the card in the hand to be able to dismiss for it. So his front row is safe and can be utilized in the guard potentially if he wants to use it here. Although then again, this is an easy 1 damage. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take it. Critical trigger. Critical to Vanguard.
defensive.
All effects to Vanguard.
Okay, well, that means that the Aziz are now already going to be 15k guards only, and that's significantly easy. That is a 1 card guard again. Oh, except for this one.
Now, attack. 33k with a double critical once more.
33. Okay, so 33, 43. Max is 53. So, thinking. So that does that. That's the same. This is the okay. Well, putting me in a bit of a pickle real quickly here. So 33.
He's debating. If a critical comes down now, it would be especially severe if it were to come down on this Vanguard swing, so the general idea would be to take it from one of the other ones, but it is also a tough one.
I will say Parama and intercept with Bellicreo, so 40, 53. So 2 to pass.
Alright,
Oh, he's gonna risk it. He's gonna risk it on a 2 to pass. That is scary.
first check.
Oh, the punish might be coming in.
Regrets.
Uh-oh.
Regrets. Regrets.
With such a big hand, it doesn't do to be
Regrets.
stingy. He might get punished.
Regrets.
Second check.
Oh, okay, it was a real
Ow.
sweater, but he
Never
doesn't
punished.
get punished. Oh, man, that must have made our Scarlight here miss a beat in that thumping heart, because holy, that got real tense real quick.
Alright then, I'll go ahead and attack with Urn of Extinction.
Okay,
33
demanding a
again?
simple 15k guard is not a
30k
bad
with
place to
double
be.
critical. Now cough out that 15k
Yeah.
shield if you have one.
Okay, you can have Genjo. Anyway.
Starting with the heel trigger he checked last turn.
Go. Adi Dahaka, 43k.
Ooh, 43.
43.
That's bigger.
Field play.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna guard that. Okay, sure.
Well, that one's a
Checks
waste of a
another
critical.
That's a little
Turn it.
saddening, but that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Scarlet got out of
What is
that
that?
pretty okay, I can't lie. Only up to 3 damage, and with still some really decent hand here. And Overlord's only going to be able to increase the hand from this point. Okay, what's he going to go for? Will this be the Vortex Dragon for front row wipe, or will he go for the turn 4 double persona?
Can I see your face down damage real quick?
Yes. Yes, you
Call
may.
for face down damage.
Okay, it's Persona Ride and Trigger and another Ozzy. Okay. So, so you have 2. I know you have at least another Yearner in hand. 2 deities on field. Okay. This is a debate now. Could go for you, but that leaves me open. Alright. If I do that, then I could demand more.
This is probably the most crucial moment of the game for Scarlet. This choice is going to really determine the momentum of how he goes from here.
The issue is, I've not seen you use a single PG. That is concerning. So, we will simply try and decide. If I do that, I can get that back. I can.
This is a hell of a debate
Okay.
right here.
I can really do that. Then you're forced to do that. Okay. We will ride into Vortex Dragon.
Oh, he places his bet on Vortex Dragon. 5 attack pattern, front row field wipe. That's definitely a good persuasion tool in this instance.
Okay. Alright, and now, since... Let me read this to make sure I'm not dumb. In the drop zone, activating skill of the Nahalum there, since my Kai Icon Grade 3 was placed, and I do not have another rearguard with the same card name, I call it to my field, I call it a card, my Vanguard gets 5k until the end of turn.
And what's also nice about this is that if he can draw a booster off the Persona, assuming he doesn't have one already, which I think he still has that Gojo from earlier, so he might be able to
drop
get something
off of my
good here.
Persona Ride. I will then call down a Gojo. I will choose to decide on if I want to use a skill. Yeah, I will use a skill, actually. That is a debate and a half now. Yeah, I'll use a skill. I will discard another Vortex. I will draw a card. Okay. And we will then activate the effect of my Vortex Dragon. I will counterblast 1. Actually, wait, before that, just for simplicity's sake. Move Nahalum and Gojo. And now I will allocate power, because not 110. Just 10. If only. That would be brutal. Activate skill of Vortex. I will counterblast 1 and Soul Blast a Kai Icon Grade 3. I nuke your front row. So
that sucks for Zidahaka. Losing those cards is rough.
And now my Vortex Dragon's effect activates, or he gets now a auto ability whenever he attacks. And then, since I retire 2 or more cards this turn, or 2 rear guards this turn, Vortex gains another 10,000 power.
Oh, it just goes
Like
from
that,
bad to
the power
worse.
keeps growing.
Oh man, this
Okay.
is going to be a assault that'll knock your socks off.
This is decent. I hope this is good enough. Okay. We will start
5
things
attacks.
off.
It's a 9-card hand.
by
Can you get 3
Holm.
damage to connect?
He might be able to.
The Holm comes at you for 28, I believe, if my math is all correct. Yes, it is 28 because the Holm doesn't get power.
Starting
I
small.
guard with damage control skill.
Ah,
added to 5
all reliable.
to shield.
Understood. I will come at you with Berserk Dragon 10, 20, 38 this time.
Before my guard step, I activate Aqualta Guanef at 15,000 power to my Vanguard.
Okay, so that puts you to 28.
Then I guard.
No.
Green Dragon Shield.
Oh, Green Dragon Shield's
Oh.
effect could apply here if he wants to. Discarding a card can allow him the ability to countercharge, but that's if he can afford the discard.
You gonna drop your Ozzy Dahako dog?
Oh, he drops
drop
the
the
Gargantua
impact.
Punisher. That makes sense. There's
You
no
know,
way in
that's
heck he'd
also
be able to
fair.
afford that. Good
No, that's
play
valid.
from
That's valid.
Fireblade. He calculated that carefully.
Alright, I will attack with Vortex Dragon, activating Skill of Vortex. On attack, I choose a column and stand it. However, since I did Persona Ride this turn, I stand 2 columns, and all the units in those columns get plus 5,000 power as well.
Wow. That's just a field day with power and multi.
And,
And we're
uh,
only down to
Gojo.
6 cards from Flare Blood. Oh, yeah, he declares the no
Heard
guard.
me. You heard me.
Okay.
No guard.
Okay. That's understood. Twin Drive, Drive 1.
Oh,
Critical
critical trigger.
Ooh,
If he can check a
that's
so
second,
critical.
if he can check a
Critical
second, he might be able to
Vortex.
bring down a
I'll
Z
get
in one fell
power to the
swoop.
column.
It's like
Second
that
check.
columns are tied up.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no critical.
Not quite.
So
Still.
2 damage.
Putting him up to 6 is dead.
Trigger.
Or
Add additional
not.
5,000
Heal
power
trigger
to my
coming on
Vanguard.
down.
1 damage
Look at
recovered.
that. All right.
Second check.
And the
Over
over trigger.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Just like that.
Where'd your
Clairvoyant
Vanguard go, dog?
I don't know.
Remains
just-
unchanged.
He took no damage from that exchange whatsoever. That also means that he's able to live the entire battle phase without needing to commit a single card here. It's looking more and more likely that Azita Haka loses the deck out rather than the
Okay.
damage.
So, did you draw off of O2, by the way?
let's see. I did not.
Okay.
Very mindful point for Scarlet, because he too realizes it might come to deck out.
Let's see. These are, so these are the same numbers. So 35, 48, I believe. 48, yeah.
48 still. That's a 20k
I'm still demanding
guard.
shield from you, buddy. I'm still demanding
That-
shield
that-
from you, buddy.
These attacks still ask for 20k shield.
I
at
don't
the
guard.
minimum.
He doesn't guard. All right. Now he's up to 5 damage. He can take the other one safely if he so chooses.
Same number, 48.
I don't guard.
He doesn't guard again.
Sick.
All right. That's insane.
Like-
Okay.
Okay, so... Okay, that...
Probably,
Okay, so
probably
you're-
planning on preventing Starlight from surviving with a 6 damage heal at any point throughout the game.
Yo. And Scarlet's already burned his own defensive over triggers, so he doesn't have that in the bag as a worst case 6 damage. Okay, now he draws for turn. Let's see if he saw the Persona Ride.
We know that there was one checked earlier in damage and one that he used. This will be his final persona.
Mm-hmm.
Persona.
He
There's
sees
Persona.
it. All right, drawing
He's got
another
it.
card. Okay, now he's going to come in full force one last time here with that 10,000 in the front row. He's looking hot, but he's still got to call the field for it. By performing the Persona Ride without charging and drawing, he's already omitted the ability to do that. So this either means that he doesn't need the gauge or the extra gauge wouldn't matter. Each of Z requires 2 gauge to play. So 1 extra gauge wouldn't put him at a meaningful number here.
Let's
Yeah.
pull down.
I mean, at
Pizarro.
this point,
Who?
It-
Oh, this dragon dude.
Flare deck is
Oh.
getting very small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll have another turn to fight after this one.
Not at all.
I think cat. Racing Angel
Oh.
Ladder.
Embracing
Okay.
Angel Ladder.
That's
What
the
an
fourth straw, by
interesting
the way.
twist.
Fourth straw.
Okay, so now he's down to 5 cards in the deck. He's got to be careful here. He is in the
So
red
I
and
can't
then some.
retire your things. I can't retire your things. Okay, gotcha.
Then call another Caglistro. 1 draw.
He's drawing again, the madman. He's
Like,
feeding into the own demise. He simply
Okay.
believes that this turn
feels
is
I
like
see
an
you, buddy.
all or
I see
nothing.
you, dog.
This feels like an all or nothing turn.
I
If
see
he
you, dog.
doesn't-
I see you.
Again,
And the
Heck
game
yeah,
here.
it is
I
all or
don't
nothing, Xenon. He just paid the rest of his gauge.
I pay my
Okay.
last gauge. I call my
Eat
second.
Callisto. Another yearner, okay.
And
So,
one unfortunate
he's
thing for
going
Scarlet
for-
this time, that card can use its skill potentially.
Okay, so... Okay, quick question. This yearner in the front row, does this get, like, a critical as well, or no?
It does not get the power or critical,
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
which is why I'll go ahead and attack. Get with it first. 33k to the Vanguard.
This one is going to be a 6 attack turn.
It is 6 attacks. However, this one is easy enough to take. Both of those cards need to attack while the Vanguard is standing, which means this is, interestingly enough, a bad position for Flareblade. If Scarlet simply decides to take both of these attacks and chance for defensives, he has a clear line of demarcation to go to 5 without any risk.
I will simply...
Also, attacking with this one means that if Scarlet checks a defensive, the Dahaka in the back row only requires 5k shield to be blocked.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a Nahalem to intercept that. That's a good point, Xenon.
I will take it. So
Oh, it
critical
works
trigger.
out just
More
as you
criticals.
said, Xenon. What are the odds?
All the burning flails, apparently. Sure.
Nice
Sure,
call.
buddy.
That is the third burning flail to enter the damage zone.
Burning Flail prefers the damage zone, it looks like. He yearns for the damage.
Let's go ahead
So-
and add Berserk Dragon.
Oh, that
Going
is a
after the
very
rear guard
mean
is a
move.
If it takes 5k shield to stop it anyway, might as well go after one of the rears.
Yep, it's that one
Valid.
powers itself up and doesn't revive
go for
itself.
it.
That was a
He dies.
smart move from Flareblade. He knows what to do here.
The other battle attack, your grade 3 or greater back. Okay, yeah, it still resets from arrows. Okay.
And there comes the
All right,
10k
and now,
crit, the endearing part of the Zidahaka.
The next attack also, his
I will
front row
charge
rear
it.
guard, unless he checks a trigger, only gets to hit for 25. Maybe this one will also swing at a rear guard later this turn.
Mm-hmm.
33k
Alright.
to the Vanguard.
33.
Absolutely cannot afford to let that one hit.
33,
Okay,
I
two
will.
critical.
Thinking on everything. Your rear guard, yeah, this other back row Ozzy is 33 as well, so, okay. So same numbers. We will have to use the Beret, and I will discard a...
The first perfect card
Manifest
of the
this,
game
unfortunately.
comes down.
Oh, that's actually a good point. PGs haven't really been thrown down, have they?
First check. Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Second check.
Oh, Omega Bricking!
All the creations, okay. All
Uh-oh.
the creations. Understood.
Yeah, as
Oh,
long
no.
as he can guard
Yeah.
2 of these attacks, he's in the clear. He won't die. Oh, this is looking really bad for Flareblade.
33k to double critical.
33 you said. I will guard with a Genjo.
Another heal trigger out.
Unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh well. 25k to Nahalem.
Sure,
Look at
have
the
them.
Holland.
Have them.
Might as
I
well.
don't care.
I mean, eyes away. That card would Scarlet could have
33k to
easily used
Vanguard.
its intercept.
33 again. I will. Yeah, I'll take this one.
He simply takes it. Alright, well, no
costly.
critical trigger to make a 4 of a kind, it looks like, but that is a fine take regardless.
I want to
Draw
Oh,
for
Here it
turn.
comes.
He gave his very best
Okay.
effort.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. This is probably my last turn anyway, so we'll see. Wrapped in scorching heat and revived in hellfire, I persona ride Dragonic Overlord.
Overlord to Vortex! Vortex to Overlord! The Avatar is descending on the field once more. His signature
The
unit.
Scarlet Flame in the drop zone. He can bind it from the drop and activate Persona again. Furthermore, with the Dragonic Overlord's own ability, when it restands, it'll apply another 5k power to the front row. To the first Overlord swing, every single rear guard's getting boosted by 25k power.
And speaking of rear guards, now Holland can revive at this moment because he did find Persona.
Yes. That is correct. I will revive the Nahalum from the drop zone. And Overlord gets a 5k again.
So this one's more meaningful than it was on
Power
Vortex.
keeps climbing.
Oh
And
man.
we will start by activating Scarlet Flame from the drop zone. I will get rid of this, Energy Blast, and I perform one of the following, and if my Vanguard has Persona Ride, and I did not ride from a Grade 2 this turn, I will discard another card from my hand, and activate Persona Ride again. So,
Discards
another 10k. Another 10k to front row, and another draw. Okay. This is comedic. I will call Bellicosity. I will choose to skip out on the skill. I will skip its skill.
Skipping out on the skill. You only had the Energy Blast to utilize this. You sure about that?
Actually, let me actually. I want to check something in your drop real quick. I want to see something because I don't know if. You have 1, 2. Okay, you're 2 heals out, and I know the last 2 cards of your deck aren't heals. So, in your hand, if you've been stockpiling PGs, then I kind of need to actually. So, I will actually choose to EB for Bellicosity and move another Scarlet Flame.
Scarlet Flame after Scarlet Flame.
Okay, this works. Okay. I will enter the battle phase, finally, after my ridiculous-ass main phase turn. God, this deck is degenerate. Okay.
One of the things also with Bellicosity, just like many other rear guards before and after it, gets 5k power every time the Vanguard goes for an attack.
Every time
because that's 2, it'll be 10k total. Good point. It's just
Overlord
more power.
is coming at you for 38k. Twin Drive.
Skill of a Qualtaguane. Add
Okay.
15,000 power to the Vanguard.
Okay.
Then, 48, 63.
That's a no pass. Very solid card.
Okay. Understood. Loud and clear. Drive 1.
Oh, it might be a good thing he made it a no pass. He does not want to do Scarlight's Error.
Second check.
That is extra
Dynafest.
power added to the front rows.
When you only need 1 damage to win automatically, that is the one you want to see.
I mean, if 1 damage connects, no matter what, because even if it's a heal trigger, he'll lose the deck out. If it's the next damage, it just wins because Flare Blade will be at 7.
He's got to stand the line here.
Activate the skill of Overlord, Counterblast, and a restand. And since I did Persona Ride this turn, I move a card from my hand to the soul, and Overlord keeps his drive checks. And I get another 5k to my front row as well for some reason. So.
All of his rear now boosted by 35k power.
I am tired of fighting this. We're both playing degenerate decks. Please die. 40, 53, 61.
A mighty 61k. Oh, Blue Dragon Shield. That's a PG.
The first PG from Flare Blade.
Very nice.
Oh, no, wait. I was thinking of green. Okay, never mind. Drive 1. Critical trigger. I will give power to... I forgot. I needed to give power to Bellicosity on Overlord Swing. But I will give power to Nahalum, and I will give the critical as well, because he needs to be bigger. Drive 2.
Now both rear guards are hitting.
Critical trigger.
Another critical
plan, baby!
The embodiment of
power and critical to
right
Bellicosity.
Here.
I am tired of fighting you, buddy. I am very sick and tired of fighting you. Now please die.
The embodiment of Spiritar is also the embodiment of rage for Scarlight. He comes in with 2 raging behemoths with double critical.
55, 65. Yeah.
Oh, he PG's that one. Oh wait, hold up. He might have another one.
Yeah, sure. Show me the last PG, buddy. Show me the last PG.
Oh, and so he does. Discarding yet another order.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. One card left in deck. I dare you. I dare you to try it.
Okay.
And also with this, he only has enough CB to perform the one extra double attack. I don't think Flare has the capacity to win from here.
Right, especially because he also lacks the ability to Persona Ride at this stage. So with no Persona Ride power, these guys are effectively weaklings. As a matter of fact, I believe the drive checks alone more or less confirm he has the shield able to stop this. That is unfortunate.
He also can't even call any more copies of that grade 1 he might have in hand, as it's a mandatory draw activate.
Yup. And no Azita Hakas because he lacks the gauge.
I'm not gonna...
So 1, 2, 3, 4 swings, I believe, because your guy can restand. Okay.
Even if this is my last turn, I'm gonna end it right. I'm gonna go ahead and end it with my own turns right here. Call.
Okay.
Halberd Dragon.
Calling his last piece.
Valid. That's just valid. Like, I can't even criticize you for that. That's just real.
Attack for 23.
23, I will throw Genjo.
Genjo loves the Guardian Circle.
21 to Vanguard.
Okay. I will guard with Tar. For 28.
23k to Vanguard.
Tar.
Oh.
Just like that,
30K
one
with double
after
critical.
another.
Dark Dragon, you have tried your best, and yet your best is for naught. PG.
Shuts down a whole PG just to honor him.
I did say I'm going to end it in my own terms.
Do it like a dragon. Die on your own terms.
23k with double critical.
And 23, I will honor this by guarding with 2 Paramas.
And one final no pass. And with that last trigger check, he is out of deck. And with that, by game rules, deck out has been achieved, and Flared Blade loses the fight. Thus, our champion of this round, moving on to round 2, stage 2, is Scarlight and the Kai Icon deck. The Overlord dominating the Dominator of Dragons in a showdown of Flaming Fury. What'd you think of this fight, Zenon?
It was a very incredible fight. Each player is checking a lot of defensive cards one after another to keep the game as close as it was. Ultimately coming down to a deck out, but hey, sometimes games go like that.
Indeed, the buddy fight collab nation in general does run into this issue, so it was definitely something that I imagined that the pilot here would have expected, especially given that the sheer card advantage of Kai Icon and also its ability to control the board does generally lead to a little bit of grindy games if you are able to live its burst turns outright. A very well done fight for both fighters here. They were putting on a hell of a show, despite some awkward plays on the part of Scarlight here, who's still getting adjusted to the matchup against Azita Haka. He did really well adjusting to it. That is one of the dangers of buddy fight, having to adjust with their particular strategy thrown on the field, because a surprise element can be hard to overcome, but overcome it he has, and now he moves on to stage 2. And stage 2 is looking to be a heck of a board there, because his next opponent, well, they're not going to pull any punches, but we're going to find out more about how that fight will go when round 2 officially begins next week. In the meantime, if you did enjoy this fight, then be sure to catch up on the other fights of Deluxe, particularly the ones pertaining to stage 2 round 1. We had a lot of those fights recorded, aside from one that was unfortunately lost, but with that one exception in mind, there's a lot of pulse pounding action that you can catch up on. And if you're looking for other Vanguard content in the meantime, then look no further, whether it be top 10s, other fights like these, discussion videos, custom card reviews, anime reactions, and even more. The whole shebang right here. And if you like what you see, then support the channel by liking, commenting, subscribing, and smashing that notification bell so you don't miss out the next time I upload a video. With all that said, take care. God bless. See you in the next one, card fighters.